Dreams.
Well Productions.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's your boy Dream Williams, and I'm back at it again with another episode of the Beat Logs Discipline. Sorry, I'm just distracted. I've been writing. So this was an idea I had. I'm writing it in Ableton Live 9. I just bought it. Maybe I bought it like maybe 2-3 months ago, but I haven't used it until just recently, and I really like it a lot. So you guys heard some snippets of it, but that's not even what I'm focusing on today. Today I'm doing something a little different. All right, since I'm crunched for time, what I'm going to do is something, like I said, something totally different than I've normally done before, and I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. But usually, like we all know, I like to start out with kind of like a motivational or inspirational kind of talk, because when I talk about inspirational, motivational things to you guys, it's inadvertently helping me, because you can speak the truth, you know what I mean, or speak your truth, as my mom likes to call it. So the three things that I want to talk about, or at least say or focus on, are musical integrity, musical identity, and self-worth. These three things are catalysts for you being great. No matter what you want to do, no matter like where you're in the world, these three things will allow you to flourish as a musician. And if you take the musical part of it, it allows you to flourish as a human being. So having identity, just literally developing you as a person, developing you as a musician, as an instrumentalist or a singer, developing whatever your sound is, or whatever your digs are, what are the things that make you, developing those things and being able to brand those things, because at the end of the day, those are the things that, that's you. When you're a musician, those are the things that come out of the music that comes out of you, the art that comes out of you is specifically you, your identity. And you don't want to copy somebody else's style. Like, a lot of people are sitting down and writing trap beats, but in reality, those are old trap beats. They're not even new stuff. They're old stuff that people worked on months and months and months, and maybe even years ago, and it's just coming out today because that's what the label wants. So stop following the radio and work on your own craft. Be like SZA, be like all these other independent artists that are coming out. Be like them and be you. You be like yourself, and develop that identity, develop who you are and what you want to present to your audience and your fans. Integrity, stand by what you believe in. If you don't like trap music, don't be that person that sits down and starts writing trap music and saying, I hate trap, but that's what's popping right now, so I'm gonna just do it. Don't be that guy. That guy is a sucker. That guy, he may sell $20 beats, and he may get a baby to finance a new car, but at the end of the day, he has no identity, and people will only go for him. They'll typecast him. They'll be like, he only knows how to make that. And then when they want to go to some individuality, if they want individuality, they'll go and find the YouTuber, or they'll find the SoundCloud producer that produces their own sound. They might even pick somebody off the street who may be homeless, playing in the subway, and they just like his sound because he has integrity in his sound, he has identity, and his brand is there. And they'll buy that, they'll buy him, and not buy the sound that they want. Trends are trends and they fade. Be your own person. And last, self-worth. Self-worth is I don't even know how to say it. Self-worth it's extremely important, because if you don't believe in you, who the hell will? If you don't love you, who the hell will? At the end of the day, I think I seen a quote somebody posted, and it was like, if I had to ask you to list all the things you love, where would you list yourself? And honestly, you should list yourself number one. Because if you weren't you, then none of the things that come behind it would be the things that they are, because you're also included in those things. And you have to remember that. Always understand that. It's a beautiful world, and you may seem this small, but that little bit may magnify somebody else's experiences, whether it be your music or just your personality, or the nature of something. Shit, some people listen to somebody fart and they think that it's entertaining, and they may make somebody laugh. So just be yourself and develop who you are as a musician, and love who you are. You're not perfect, and you may have to play a line 40,000 times in order for you to get it right. But at the end of the day, understand that you are the best you that is possible, and no one else has the same ideas as you. And if only thing they can ever get close to is something similar, but they can never have what you have in your heart and in your head. Remember that, all right? So basically what I wanted to do today, and I'm sorry for taking up so much time, but what I wanted to do today, I actually had it written down, but I said forget that, we don't need that. So I started a contest on Facebook a while back, and basically I was getting bored, and I was in New York City writing a lot, and I needed challenges because I was asked to write specific things, and I never really had any room for creativity besides what I was trying to do. You know, like when I have creative outlook, they said they want to change or revise, and that's how I went for a long time. So it never was really an organic idea that came out and laid down. They just loved it from the jump. It was always like, you know, we want this sound with that sound with this sound, and I was like, you know, I just want to just write. So I posted a contest, and basically the contest was, the challenge was list 2 things that are not alike. So basically what I said was I need somebody to give me a TV show, and I need to get somebody to give me a animal. You know what I mean? Didn't matter if it was a mammal, reptile, just an animal. So some people said like raccoon and, you know, Top Gun, and one person said they wanted to see Grey's Anatomy and elephants, and that got me thinking, and it started something crazy. So like I said, I'm crunched for time, but this is the best way I can do it for you guys to illustrate what I mean and what the case may be is. So I'm gonna close this real quick, and we're gonna go into the song that I produced for the challenge, and hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, it's not that long, so bear with me. Alright, so I looped that around. That is the core of everything. So you just hear this. Alright, and you'll see that right there. So you hear this sound. Alright, and then what I did was I followed it up with this bass line. So here I got this bass line that I sat down and I wrote. I was kind of confused on writing this up. And that's what you'll hear here. So lined up with both with the Grey's Anatomy theme song, 8-bar intro with the bass. Now that's cooking, man. I love it. It sounds like almost like a samba almost. So then I found another sound, like a chime almost sound, and what I did was just highlight the core of the chords, like the roots and the downbeats. So and it just loops like that over again. Underneath all that, all that stuff put together. I like it. So then I was like, you know what, that sounds really cool. Now, what can I do? Because samba music features instrumentation that I don't have readily available, but I do, so I have my trumpet. So then I was like, all right, so we're gonna try to mimic we're gonna try to play along the lines of the bass. So I took our trumpet and I tried to figure out the notes, what the case may be is. I go. Recorded that, put that in, and this is what you'll hear here. All I did was add reverb to it. That's all I did to it. Reverb, I didn't check out the lows or highs. I thought it sounded phenomenal when I recorded it after the 80th time. So I decided to keep it the way it is, and I mean, I liked it. So took that along with everything with other sounds, and I got this. So then every time I play my instruments, I get carried away, and I start wanting to do other things and add other things and do this, that. So what I did was I added a couple stabs. So I have see what I'm saying? Just added that hit to it, a little punch to it. It gives it a little more diversity, it gives it more direction, and it changes up from the first 16 to this next 16. The change adds a little flair to a little change. And also with that change, I added the saxophone sound. Now I played it on my trumpet, and then I EQ'd it to sound extremely similar to a saxophone, because I don't have my saxophone with me. But I love the tenor sax sound, so what I did was I EQ'd it to get to this point. And like I said, this is with distortion. I use a distortion. I use a lo-fi filter on top of it. I put a chorus filter on that gives it a little bit of phasing. I panned it not hard right, but I panned it mostly right, and took out the high end, so it has like that buzzy, nasally sound. Has that nasally sound that a saxophone kind of has. It's not exactly the same sound as a saxophone because of some of the clarity issues, but it gets me as close enough as possible. Now, like I didn't say this before, but the challenge was that I had to do this within a certain amount of time. Certain amount of time means 20 minutes. So I had to record all this and have the idea in my head laid out 20 minutes, and then put it on SoundCloud and share it with the people on Facebook. So that was the challenge. It wasn't the fact that I had to pick two. I'll find two different things, but I had to do it in 20 minutes. So this is what all that sounds like at this particular part. Sounds like this particular part. And like I said, I get carried away. Every time I play an instrument. So from that point on, I was like, so I got the sound, this kind of samba type sound. Now how can I flip it to change the style completely? Because if you guys know the Grey's Anatomy sound, it's very, very like ominous, and you know, it's different. It's different type of sound. Something like we're all not used to. So like, how can I flip it to make it seem like it's completely something that we're not used to, but make it seem like it's something that we are used to? So I decided to add some hip hop flares to it, and I have different things that I use. So I don't have it anymore, but I had a box with rice in it, and so I recorded this sound, which is a shaker. Recorded that. Then I added a snap. Now that's my physical snap, and you can hear the recording in the background. Because like I said, I only had 20 minutes. So I barely had time to actually like took headphones on, put it on, and then I doubled that snap with a clap. And along with that clap, I have this sound, which is the drums. So it goes boom, clap. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so it's just a boom and a clap, and this is just all it sounds like right here. So traditional, pretty laid back, pretty easy, and then all that together gave me this. See, boom, bam, boom. Add that bass to it. Boom, 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 boom. Gives you that tango samba feel to it. Add the chime sound, and we're gonna add the trumpet to it as well. For the great Nazi sound. I love that. I love the way it was going. So I decided to add another sound to it. So now there's a bunch of like congas. So I got the samba sound, I got the trumpet, I have the saxophone sound going into it. I have the hip hop flair with the snaps and claps. I decided to add some congos to it. So you got the congos here. Now those congo sounds are from a friend named Angelo Stokes. If you don't know who he is, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned his name in a previous video, phenomenal percussionist, drummer. He's killer, man, killer. Like, we used to trade VSTs and samples all the time, and like I said, he's just a killer. So this is some of the sounds he gave me, and I use that inside here. So thank you, Angelo. I appreciate this. for, you know, give me the sound, bro. All right. So that happened. Then I add, like I said, we're gonna add the saxophone-ish sound. So that's happening over here. Hard left, hard right. So hard right, hard left. So one sound's trumpets happen this side, saxophones happen on this side. That kind of gives you that feeling like you're sitting in the middle of a room, because it feels like, you know, like somebody trying to, like a woman seducing a guy and she's standing in the room dancing, he's just watching. So these are sounds happening right around him. So now I use the grade anatomy part of it, and I was trying to figure out how do I utilize the actual sound of the elephant. So I tried to take a elephant sound and try to synthesize it. Bad idea. I was in a rush and it took too much time, so I decided to write lyrics. You guys know I don't write lyrics, just not my thing, but I write poetry. I'm quite the poet, but I don't know it half the time. But that's not the point. The point was that the challenge had to be completed, and I had to get it done. So what I did was I decided to do a recording of that, and this is me recording my voice. So listen. Alright, this is my voice being recorded, so listen. Hey girl, I got a little song for you. Actually, here is my voice and the lyrics that I came up with to kind of accentuate the sound that I wanted to bring to the piece. So, hey girl, I got a little song for you. Fill the horns and let the melody take you away, 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 away. So then now I'm like, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna put this elephant part inside of it. Now I got this. I'm like, this is gonna be great. So I'm a big fan of Pharrell and everything he does, and he does a lot of shouting in some of his records on NERD soundtracks and NERD's albums they do. He has a lot of like vocal singing and transition into rapping or yelling or like, you know, screaming, or like, you know, he's like a rock album. So like this shit would be nice with that. So I was like, let me do this. So I sat down and I recorded this over and over again, and I put distortion over top of it, everything like that. So basically what the lyrics are is the elephant inside the room, and you know what we came here to do. So put your hands up on your waist, old girl, and let me see what those hip stairs can do. And it's such a mouthful and a tongue twister, I always messed it up. So I recorded like 80 times. So there's an elephant inside the room, and you know what we came here to do. So put your hands up on your waist, old girl, let me see what the hip thing can do. There's an elephant inside the room, and you know what we came here to do. So put your hands up on your waist, old girl, let me see what those hip things can do. So that's what I did. So from beginning to end, you guys will hear it. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in again, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching me do my thing, the thing that I love to do the most, which is make noise and organize it. I love you guys dearly, and this has been another week of the Beat Logs Discipline. This is your boy Dream Williams signing out. Peace.